Hi guys, Nerdy Perkins here, bringing you my review for Boruto, the next generation, the next generation. I was trying to do a live reaction, but it just ended up being too long, and I didn't really have any of the characters' names in my head, so it just wasn't going to turn out very well. Hopefully I'll be able to start doing live reactions starting next week or whenever the series starts going in full force. But for now, I'll just do a review and kind of give you my thoughts on it overall. Now, the first thing I just want to get out of the way is I'm not a super huge fan of the art so far. Now, I'm a pretty bad artist myself, so I can't draw very well at all. So I'm not one to judge very harshly on drawing skills, but the art felt a lot more bare and a lot more just didn't feel as lively as the previous Naruto series, which I always thought looked so vivid and just full of life. So we'll see if the art grows on me a bit more. I will say that the color pages at the opening looked fantastic, so those were perfectly fine. But as it went on, it didn't really pop to me. Now, you know, that there's the artist had to do 60 pages for this, so, you know, he may have been in a crunch, but we'll see as the series goes on if anything improves or if it grows on me. But other than that, I'll talk about the story really quick. So we do open with a flash to the future, I assume. And we have Boruto fighting someone named Kawaki in the ruins of the Hidden Leaf Village. So that's a great hook. It really gets you interested in what's going to be happening in the series and how things will lead up to that moment. And just what exactly happened, because, you know, things seem very peaceful and normal through the rest of the in the past, through the rest of the chapter, as well as the previous Naruto stuff that have come through since the original series ended. Now I am aware that this is going to be kind of covering stuff from the Boruto movie, which I haven't seen yet. And I don't think I'm going to check it out quite yet. I want to kind of see how the manga progresses, and then I may decide to watch the movie at some point. But from what I understand, at least the first chunk of it is going to be basically adapting the movie to manga form. So after the really cool opening where we have Boruto and Kawaki facing off, where it sounds like, spoilers, Kawaki kills off Naruto at some point. We'll have to see about that. Boruto kind of drops some hints about that in the opening monologue he kind of has in his head, basically saying his dad's not is around for the first part of the story basically, but won't be past that point. So we'll have to see what happens there. But the bulk of the opening story is about Boruto kind of not coming to terms with the fact he doesn't really want to be a ninja. He doesn't feel like he gets enough attention from his father, and is really just spiteful towards his father for that. And we learned that the tuning exams are coming up, but Boruto does not want to participate, even though Sarada and Mitsuke really need him to participate in order to work in a group of 3. We also see in the beginning that a device has been created that allows people to use basically any ninjutsu that is put into a scroll. So you basically just put the scroll onto the device and you can activate someone else's ninjutsu that they basically put into that scroll. And it seems to be developed by the scientific organization that's been created. The scientist from there wasn't a big fan. He kind of seems like he may have some ulterior motives. Maybe he'll become some kind of villain, or maybe not. He just seemed to be kind of, I don't know, suspicious. He wanted Naruto to allow them to use the device in the tuning exams, and Naruto was like, nah, none of that. And the scientist didn't seem to take that very well. And he seemed to be pushing Boruto to participate in the tuning exams as well. So we'll have to see where that part of the story goes. We get a chance to kind of see that Boruto seems to be really good friends with Shikade. I'm not sure how to say his name. But that is Shikamaru's and Temari's son, as well as Inujin, who is Ino and Sai's son. And they're like playing video games together. I find it interesting that how far the technology has kind of gone in the gap between Naruto and this series. It's explained that basically since all 5 of the villages are working together, basically technology has kind of flourished, which makes sense. And I actually kind of do like the idea that it's kind of a fusion of this kind of like fantasy ninja culture and kind of almost it's not quite futuristic, but like more modern culture. So I do really like that aspect of the story. As the story itself progresses, we have Boruto, who gets upset over his father not really showing up for his sister's birthday. It turns out that Naruto just has one of his shadow clones at the house for that event, which it accidentally disappears like right at the crucial moment, basically. So of course Boruto's very upset about that. And just to bring this up while I have it in my head, it seems that Naruto's really like kind of overusing his shadow clone ability, just having like a ton of shadow clones all over the place doing a ton of different things. We even see that he has a shadow clone doing an interview with a news outlet. So it seems like he's almost just stays in his office and has his shadow clones go out and do various things for him. Pardon me. But yeah, so during this kind of birthday dinner, Sasuke shows up and is looking for Naruto. And you know, earlier in the chapter, we have Mitsuke basically saying, well, Sasuke and Naruto used to be big rivals, and in fact, they're almost considered to be both kind of Hokage in a way. So this kind of like sparks an idea in Boruto's head when he sees Sasuke, and after Sasuke's gone and talked to his Naruto about the mission that he's on currently, Boruto tracks him down and basically says, I want you to train me, basically, because there's someone I want to beat. And it's unclear whether that's Naruto, which I think is what I'm assuming, or maybe he's already met Kawaki and that's who he wants to beat because Kawaki is his rival. That could be a possibility. But yeah, so overall I did really like the story. It had an awesome like hook in the beginning, and then, you know, it was just like a classic kind of like, you know, opening chapter where you're just kind of introducing kind of the characters. Though I think the authors were kind of assuming a little too much that you would kind of know who some of the kids are already through the other media that's been developed after Naruto ended. But as a person who's only read like a couple of the things since Naruto ended and hasn't really watched any of the like anime or media that's come out since then, I'm super unfamiliar with them, so I don't know their names. I had to look it up before this just so I can like not be stumbling and like saying like, oh, Orochimaru's kid and like this person's kid and stuff like that. So I think they could have done a little better job at oops. My TV started. I think they could have done a little better job at kind of introducing the characters and kind of giving us their names through the chapter. But that's my only really nitpick, other than the art, which I just throughout it I was just like, I'm just not a super huge fan of it. It just wasn't as clean as I'd like it to be. But you know, like I said, I'm no expert artist, so it's hard for me to say. Anyway, if I had to give this a score, I'd say like 3.5. Like I don't want to do a 4. Like I said, I did really like it, and the color pages were really good, but I just can't like bring it up any higher than 3.5. I'd say even maybe like a 3.5-ish. I am gonna keep on reading the series. I'm gonna start doing live reactions, probably next chapter if it's a bit shorter and I can get the names down, so I'm doing it a lot faster. But yeah. So yeah, this will be another series that I'll try to do live reactions reviews for, and maybe they'll start up an anime soon. I don't know what their plans are for that, but my guess is it'll probably be like a little while, though they may fast track it since it is such a big series. We'll just have to see. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. You can also subscribe. I've been doing a lot of One Piece content, My Hero Academia content, and now I'm going to start doing this Boruto content as well. You can check me out on Twitter. It's at nerdy_Perkins. I'm also on Instagram at nerdyperkins. I post just tons of One Piece stuff on there. But yeah, that's about it for the moment. Yeah, until next time, guys, stay nerdy.